My name is Vanessa Hyggen, and I am a painter and a bead artist in Saskatoon. This body work is called This Land is in Use. The Cree is Oma Eski Apa Chichikatu. It wasn't even necessarily my decision to be an artist, it just was something I've always done. I was actually a student in education to do my BEd, and I thought I would gear towards Native Studies and art. And then I thought, actually, this isn't quite for me, and I always really liked my studio art classes, so I started going that route. I think it's just through not really quitting that it just became what I was doing.
The first thing they're going to notice was what beautiful art it is and the detail in it. My name is Trina Redman, and I am with the Leader in District Arts Council. I am their president and performing arts coordinator. I'm also on the OSAC provincial board for the last 10 years, as right now I'm their past chair. OSAC stands for the Organization of Saskatchewan Arts Councils, and it's the provincial umbrella for all arts councils in the province of Saskatchewan. They enable us to bring in art displays from Saskatchewan artists that we normally couldn't. They provide everything from the social media write-ups, the posters. There's an education kit that goes with it.
So the body of work is composed of paintings and beadwork about muskegs. I would say it was in early 2020 that a group of people from the Ronge area found out about some proposed peat mining in the area. I'm a member of the Lac-La-Ronge Indian Band. It's in the Boreal Forest, which is surrounded by forest and muskegs. And muskegs are an area of land that is full of sphagnum moss. And then it's got lots of other types of plants and animals. And so a group of us started to come together to oppose the mines. The government was contemplating 80 to 100-year leases for that area.
Until this exhibit came, I had no idea that there was such a thing as peat mining and that how it could affect the ecosystem of the north.
I started thinking about what if this area was mined and these places were gone, and I wanted to highlight the importance of the areas and also pay homage to the special plants that grow there because they don't grow anywhere else.
The one thing that stuck to my mind is that they call the muskeg the kidney of the land. It does so much for the environment.
I looked at the land system and the ecosystem with a very small lens, and so kind of zooming in on the different plants that are in that area. And I focused specifically on plants and not all the other, the other life that exists there, because there's too much, right? So it's like I had to focus in on something and try and highlight the beauty of those areas so that hopefully people would come to also love those areas. And if you become familiar with something, then you're more likely to speak out for it and care about it. So that was the impetus of the work, and is a little bit about the types of pieces that are in the work.
It's not only pretty pictures, there's a lot to learn from this exhibit. Glad when the school kids can come, because like I said, it's all curriculum based.
In all the work I do, it's generally around that education piece.
So they'll learn about this, the muskeg and stuff, and how this peat mining could destroy whole ecosystems of like the fauna and flora up north.
I actually think that in moments like this, we really need to take a really sober second thought and decide, why haven't things been working for us, and how can we move forward in a way that has the next 7 generations in mind. And in Saskatchewan, wetlands aren't protected, and so I hope that people will come to see the importance of these areas, especially in the climate that we're in. I do end up doing a lot of workshops and end up having that education role a lot. So it's like, it is funny. And I come from a long line of teachers, and I think it's in you, right?
Once they take the time to read about it and learn, they'll learn more about our province and how stuff we don't even know about because we're in the south that can affect like the whole province, even though we don't live in that kind of landscape.
I'm hoping that people will take the initiative to learn a little bit more, and even if it's not necessarily muskegs, something in their own backyard that they care about and they don't want to see removed or plowed through, that they will take that initiative to speak out.
I think it's really important that children or students come and see these art exhibits. They're all teaching them something without knowing they're being taught something. Like I said, I learned so much from this one. I never even thought about muskeg until now, or what it was important for, yeah.
I hope to be able to get some feedback from some of the younger people that see the show, and I want them to be inspired to go out into the landscape more.
Are you an artist who's interested in appearing on maxTV Local? Let us know at SaskTel.com/local.